As you can see right there, the first guy gets picked up, letting the second guy get in free before running in and decking the QB. And that's why with the pressure coming off the edge the way that it is, the quarterback has to get rid of the ball as quickly as possible, and I can just undercut these routes and get easy interceptions. It doesn't matter that there's 3 potentially unblocked linemen in front of me. I'm too far back for them to target. They're going to target the guys in front of me. So this still allows me to drop down and make a play, shoot that gap, as well as all these blitzing players on the right side as they're all coming in free as well. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below. Welcome back, Money Team. This is Mad Money Shot. Still out the college cheese as always. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys a defense that I recently put out in Madden 25 that I think was absolutely shut down. I had some people asking me to try to find that defense in college football 25 as well. And I have a very close, if not identical, formation out of the dime 2-3 odd that has a very similar play that I'm going to show you guys. But before I do, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to be a subscriber, hit the like button, let me know in the comment section. Other than that, this particular play is out of my Georgia defensive ebook, which is something that I'm recently getting back into using Georgia a little bit rather than using all these tier 5 teams, all these 1-star teams all the time. I wanted to use a good team every once in a while. So the game plan I'm going to show you guys is going to be Georgia versus Alabama, coming out in a couple days. But if you guys need more help, more money plays, you can download this or any of my ebooks instantly simply by clicking the links in the description or the top pinned comment. Now, before I pick the play, I just want to make sure that I get my substitutions straight. These outside guys here are actually safeties, which if it's a base defense, your opponent has a potential of running, then it's not going to be a bad idea to leave your safeties in here, because we actually have a pretty good safety in Kyer. I think it's Bolden here is like a 94 speed. But I want to put the other guy here. I want speed everywhere. Speed's the most important thing, more than anything. So on the other side, I'm going to have Evans, who's a 96 speed cornerback off the bench. And now I basically have like a super fast 3-4 look, because these inside linebackers are super fast as well. So I got speed all over the field here, and that's going to be one of the most important things when it comes to setting up this defense. When it comes to my actual coaching adjustments, I'll go over this more in the game, I would imagine. But at the same time, I just want to point out that I don't touch my zone drops. A lot of people like to set these. I only really set these if I'm trying to stop a specific play. Then I'll set the depth of these zone drops. Otherwise, I want to leave the matching principles on, because the matching principles will actually follow the receivers, where the non-matching will just go to an area, which I don't really like. So I'll typically leave these to default, just for people that like to ask that. Other than that, there's actually 2 or even 3 plays that I like to use. The Edge Blitz 3 is the #1 play. That's the play that I typically come out in. But if I go to my audibles, I also have some really good audibles, including the Edge Blitz 1, which will look pretty identical, considering that it's a cover 1 man. It's a single high safety look. So just keep that in mind. You can switch in between these plays, and I'll show you that in the video. But I also use the cover 3 lock a lot, which I'm going to save specifically for that video that I'm telling you guys about, because that is really the play there. But if you can see the averages, I know the averages don't keep over time, and I hadn't used the Georgia team or the Georgia playbook in a long time, so I don't know if it resets every time the season changes. But you can see in the last couple of games that I played that I called this play 22 times, and I'm allowing less than 4 yards per play. And that's the same for the cover 3 lock, which is about 4 yards per play. So let's go and let's pick the Edge Blitz 3. This is going to be the main play. On offense, I just want to go against random gun formations, because that's really what makes this, this is the best that this is going to go against. Now, as far as the setup goes, there's not really much of a setup to it, other than the fact that you want this blitzing cornerback / safety to always be on the opposite side of the running back, because if the running back here is going to get a handoff, he's most likely going to have to come across the formation to the point he's going to run to these blitzing linebackers or these blitzing corners. Now, for run defense purposes, I always want to have those guys over there, but I also want to do that for pass defense purposes too, because if it's a blitz, the chances of that running back seeing these blitzing guys is less based on the fact he's on the other side of the field. He's too far away, so that's something that's kind of important. I also want to step this guy in just a little bit. As you can see right here, if he's out like this, you'll notice that these receivers have the ability or the animation to chip block on these blitzing cornerbacks. So that's something where I want to move him in. And then I also just want to bring this guy down. That's all I really have to do is bring him down over the center, just to this green check mark pops up above my head. Specifically, like I said, for pass defense, you can see on the first play here, we get almost an instant sack because of the setup that I'm telling you guys. And we did have like a bit of a play action there, but you can see here, if we go to the replay, the reason I want these two blitzing guys on the edge like this is because the first guy will typically get picked up, but the second guy won't. As you can see right there, the first guy gets picked up, letting the second guy get in free. The first guy is really just to set the edge. And you can see he would have had an instant sack. If I would have guessed pass, he would have had an instant sack, but he actually did go to the running back because he bit on the play action before running in and decking the QB. So we'll go and run this a few more times. Like I said, I'm not too concerned with the results because you'll see that in the gameplay. But we'll try to set this up for pass defense because, like I said, I have no idea. But like I said, shifting like this is going to help in run defense too. The only real difference between pass defense and run defense is where I put my user. If I think it's going to be a pass, I'm going to come down over one of these, either the center or the guard. And if I think it's going to be a run, I'm going to stand back because I want to be able to shoot gaps. So I'm going to guess that we're doing pass every single time, even though I have no idea. So I'll bring this guy down, and then I'll just drop back over this tight end, which I get an interception because, like I said, that would be my responsibility in a matching situation. And you can see how easy it is to set that up. So we'll go to the replay real quick. As like I said, my job, my responsibility as the 3-rec hook is typically going to be the uncovered receiver here, which is the tight end, which is why I'm not standing too far away. This guy here, even though it's not a man coverage, he's in a matching coverage. He's going to match this guy 9 times out of 10. He's going to follow him. So I don't have to do that. So like I said, I don't have to worry about him, but I do have to worry about the guy who's closest to the middle of the field, which is going to be number 2 here. And that's why with the pressure coming off the edge the way that it is, the quarterback has to get rid of the ball as quickly as possible, and I can just undercut these routes and get easy interceptions. So we'll go ahead and we'll continue to do that. Like I said, this year, not really sure. We're going to treat this, we're going to guess that this is going to be a run play. At some point, we got to get a run play. So we're going to make that shift. It looks like we might have it as the tight end goes in motion. And like I said, I'm standing back far enough, and we actually get a run play in the opposite direction to the quarterback, which is something that, once again, this is only a good run defense if you guess the direction that the run play is going to go. Since you went the opposite way, it's not going to be as effective. Here's another play here. Like I said, on a play like this, I would rather just user an empty backfield look specifically. I find it's best to just user the guy on the blitz because you'll get a natural pressure. That cornerback should be able to come around the edge. If I really want to, I can move him out further and the lineman will never pick him up. This is probably the best way to run it against empty backfield looks. So we'll go and do this one time. Like I said, 72 it was a screen actually. So I was for a second there, I thought I was like, man, 72 blew that block entirely, but it turned out to be a mid-screen. Wide receiver mid-screen, no big deal. Here we go once again. Like I said, I'm going to set this blitz up. Like I said, walk this guy in just a little bit because these receivers a lot of times can chip block. So if I walk him in a little bit, he can't really do that, and there's a better chance of the receiver missing or not being able to block him. So right there, you can see if I watch the replays, we get really good coverage on the outside. He's knocked the ball out. If I watch the replay here, you can see how this receiver wanted to do that chip block. He wanted to do that. He just pushes out like that. He's doing that because he's supposed to make contact with that cornerback, but since I moved him inside, he couldn't do that, and the cornerback can just run right past. Now, I don't know if the cornerback actually made any effect on the play, but you can see it doesn't get blocked because the computer is expecting that push to block that corner. Instead, since he didn't get it, he just runs right around for what would have been an easy sack if he would have held onto the ball a little bit longer. Now, you can also switch over to the Edge Blitz 1, which is going to look very similar. As you can see right here, I switch over to the play, not a lot of adjustments. So your opponent, if they start beating your cover 3, say they're beating up the seam or say they're having success in any way, you always have the option to switch over to this. And in this scenario, you might want to use like a guy like this. Like this here, I'm going to get pressure off that side anyway, so I don't necessarily have to use that, and I don't want to really be responsible for any single coverage. So in this scenario, if I'm switching over, it's going to be best to user this defensive end. That would probably make the most sense. You can see his hand's not really in the dirt, so he has the ability to fully move around. I could basically just come off the line here, and you can see how we have this huge overshift, which almost looks like a big shift in baseball or something, where you can have all these guys coming off of one side, and I can still make play on the backside, as you can see right there, because I'm using this guy, and this is a very unique look, but because I'm using this guy back here, it doesn't matter that there's 3 potentially unblocked linemen in front of me. I'm too far back for them to target. They're going to target the guys in front of me. So this still allows me to drop down and make a play, shoot that gap and make a play as nobody targets me because I'm so far back, and we're still making a tackle for a loss, as well as all these blitzing players on the right side as they're all coming in free as well, as we just got to make that shift and then stand back here. You saw in the last play, the left tackle didn't see me. So hopefully we get another run play here as we do. And like I said, we're just shutting this down. I mean, this is something that it looks like there's going to be opportunity, but there is none. There's no opportunity to run the ball against this look unless you're running like a counter. That's the only thing that could really have success against this, is like a counter, maybe a direct snap. But still, I mean, even with those looks, I'm back here. I have an opportunity to drop down and make a play. As you can see there, we actually had, you know, that was looks like an RPO. But the man coverage is going to be really good against RPOs as well. So that's something that there really is no natural way to beat this. And if you want to, like I said, you could always do the exact same thing with the cover 3. Just like I said, move this guy in a little bit so he doesn't get chip blocked by the receiver. And now we're in the exact same look where it looks like, you know, there's opportunity, but there really isn't. And we've just got full coverage here. And that would have been my area. That would have been the area that I should have dropped back into. So I'm going to end the video there. If you guys want to see more, I have a lot of gameplays using Georgia. They're definitely one of my favorite teams. Being an Eagles fan that has like 7 Georgia Bulldogs from the 2021 National Championship team now, I like to use Georgia a lot. That's probably my favorite college team because of that. So if you guys want to see that, just click the links. And other than that, thanks for watching, man. My shit out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.